This is Arkies in the Beltway, your look at national politics and the Arkansans influencing the discussions. I'm Alex Thomas, Washington correspondent for the Arkansas Democrat-Gazette, reporting from the nation's capital. Thank you for joining us for this edition of Arkies in the Beltway for the week of December 14th, 2025. Arkansas farm leaders are thankful for the White House's plan to help agriculture, but that does not mean they are no longer worried about the future of farming. The Trump administration held a roundtable with lawmakers and producers last Monday, during which President Donald Trump announced $12 billion in relief payments for farmers. Most of the funds will go toward one-time payments for row crop farmers, such as those growing rice, soybeans, and cotton. Joe Mincer is a third-generation farmer from Lake Village. He also serves as president of the Agricultural Council of Arkansas.
This is a great start. We appreciate every bit of this. It's going to take a lot more to make guys not whole, but get them back to where they can get finance for this year.
Farmers have been pushing the White House and Congress to help an agriculture sector dealing with multiple economic challenges. The gap between declining crop prices and rising input cost has been growing since late 2022. Extreme weather has also affected crop value. Heavy rainfall in the Arkansas Delta back in April caused operations to delay or withhold planting crops. Then there's changes in international trade. The United States and China have levied tariffs on each other, all while China continues to strengthen its relationship with Latin America. Farm bankruptcies have risen amid the current economic conditions. 25 Arkansas farmers filed for Chapter 12 bankruptcy between July 2004 and June 2025, the most among southern states. Mincer says bankers are anxious about providing farmers with loans for the upcoming crop year.
Guys are swapping banks, trying to find someone that will finance them. In some cases, they're not successful. In a few cases, they've been able to get a loan, a short-term loan, that may carry until about June or July. And then the problem's going to be you run out of money mid-year trying to get enough money to finish a crop.
Jeff Rutledge is vice chair of Ag Heritage Farm Credit Services, which offers loans to farmers. A farmer himself, he says the current economic picture for farms is dire.
We're seeing a lot of stress that we knew was there. It's still pretty bleak at this point without further assistance coming.
Crop reference prices will increase thanks to the One Big Beautiful Bill Act. The sweeping tax and policy law increases these levels by as much as 21%, but the changes will not take effect until the second half of next year. During last week's roundtable, North Dakota Senator John Hoeven stressed the importance of this increase, as well as changes to other agriculture programs.
Today is all about bridging to get there.
Two Arkansans participated in the White House event. Senator John Boozman of Rogers sat across from Trump. The senator leads the Senate Agriculture, Nutrition, and Forestry Committee. Earlier this year, he was among the lawmakers pushing to update agriculture programs. Crittenden County farmer Charles Williams also took part in the roundtable. He spoke with the Democrat-Gazette before returning to Arkansas.
It was the opportunity of a lifetime. It was an honor and a great privilege.
Williams says farmers will benefit from the relief payments, but he also acknowledges it alone will not solve problems that operations like his face year after year.
This is the first one in 30 years that I can, say, gosh, just didn't pencil from the beginning. There was no hope of it penciling, no matter what you might produce. I mean, it could have been a fantastic crop and just nothing to show for it.
Boozman told the president he would be willing to work on delivering additional economic assistance. The Department of Agriculture plans to release more details about the program, including payment rate levels, in the coming weeks. The Arkansas Army National Guard continues its deployment in the nation's capital. Roughly 100 members have joined units from other states to support local law enforcement efforts in Washington, D.C. The Trump administration's use of National Guard units across the country, the subject of a Senate Armed Services Committee hearing last Thursday. Senator Tom Cotton of Little Rock serves on that committee. He says the president has the authority to deploy the National Guard and military forces as necessary. He cites a moment in Arkansas history in explaining his argument. The Little Rock Nine and the desegregation of Little Rock Central High School.
Yeah, it's a very regrettable moment in our state's history. when our Democratic governor mobilized the National Guard specifically to obstruct an order to desegregate Little Rock Central High School in 1957, which then forced President Eisenhower to immediately federalize the Guard to ensure those students could actually go to school in accordance with that order.
The senator has a record of supporting the use of National Guard and the military to enforce order in cities. In June 2020, Cotton wrote a controversial New York Times op-ed calling on military forces to end demonstrations stemming from the death of George Floyd. As for the Arkansas Army National Guard's current deployment, officials plan for the unit to remain in the nation's capital through February. An Arkansan is one step closer to a federal judicial position. The Senate Judiciary Committee advanced the nomination of David Clay Folks to the full chamber. Folks picked to serve on the U.S. District Court for the Western District of Arkansas. He has served as U.S. Attorney in the district since January 2020. The full Senate could consider the nomination this week before senators leave Capitol Hill for the holidays. If the Senate does not vote on Folks before year's end, the White House will have to resubmit the nomination in 2026. And that'll do it for this edition of Arkies in the Beltway for the week of December 14th, 2025. You can stay up to date with all news involving Arkansas at arkansasonline.com. Special thanks, as always, to the team down in Little Rock. I'm Alex Thomas, and this has been Arkies in the Beltway. Thanks for listening.